So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing, and this video I'm going to be talking about Vasiliy Lomachenko and what next for him. Now, in terms of the post-fight review with him versus George Kambosos Jr., I didn't feel the need to do one due to the fact that I knew I was going to make a video like this in terms of a week afterwards sort of thing. But yeah, like my thoughts on the fight, it was a very, very good fight from a Vasiliy Lomachenko point of view. Some would say that he could be back to his best in terms of that explosiveness, that agility, that movement. And he just looked very good and poised in terms of focusedness, in terms of him being in the ring. And when you get a Lomachenko like that, it's kind of hard to see beyond Lomachenko in terms of what he brings to the division. And as I said, it was a good performance, and to stop someone like a George Kambosos, who is very durable, yeah, that is very a big statement to put out there in terms of the lightweight division. Obviously, Devin Haney couldn't stop him. Teo definitely couldn't stop him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, good performance from Vasiliy Lomachenko. He obviously claims that IBF strap as well and the IBO, which is quite good for him. So he's got two belts in that division, and obviously in terms of him having like bit of a say in that division now, he can obviously try and bring some of the bigger boys to the table. Um, Now the rankings haven't yet been updated since, but currently obviously in the Ring magazine, Vasiliy Lomachenko is number one. Davis is number two, then Zebeda obviously number three, etc., and Stevenson's number four. But in terms of Vasiliy Lomachenko being ranked in other good governing body, he is the world champion now, so that's not the case. So he could only be ranked in the Ring magazine, but it now sees him with a record. This is Vasiliy Lomachenko I'm talking about, of being 18-3. So he's got those three defeats on his record. And currently, as it stands on the rankings in the IBF, Zepeda is the mandatory for that belt. But Zepeda is also the mandatory as well for the WBA. So he has options in terms of where he wants to go, if you know what I mean. And he's quite ranked as well in the WBC and the WBO. Zepeda he's number two with the WBO and number one with the WBC. So he's a very highly ranked fighter in that division. So he could choose whichever path he wants, whichever champion he feels that he potentially could beat quite comprehensively. And I'm not sure whether or not he's got a fight. Obviously, been lined up at this present moment in time. I don't know, but depending on what happens with him and obviously which route he goes will determine what Vasiliy Lomachenko could do. There was talk straight after the fight with Gervonta Davis calling him out. So that would be a big fight, maybe latter part of this year, and it would be good to see both of these guys have two fights this year as well. You know what I mean? Tank Davis is fighting soon, so he's got a fight scheduled soon, so that's good for him. But in terms of Lomachenko, obviously he's gonna have a bit of a rest now, but I reckon hopefully maybe September, October times, around that time, it'd be good to kind of see him go out there and fight. But I feel I feel as if it needs to be a good name. Potentially, he could possibly go for the WBO route. I'm not sure what's going on with that belt because that belt currently is vacant. So, like, I'm not sure in terms of is that an opportunity, or maybe is the number one and number two in that division, the WBO division, are they fighting for that belt, and then whoever wins out of that will become a champion because that is Benerick, if I said his name correct, and Zepeda. So yeah, so it'll be interesting there. But yeah, brilliant performance from Vasiliy Lomachenko. Movement looked really good. He looked quite sharp. His jab was very good, and obviously he looked as if he was back to his best in terms of that lateral movement and that agility and good head movement. And you can see with his shots as well, he was carrying a little bit of snap there. But from my point of view, is that going to be enough when it comes up against someone like a Tank Davis, who we all know can box? He's a good boxer, but he's got a lot of power. Tank Davis, and Tank Davis is kind of like the Deontay Wilder of the lightweight division. Would always be looking for that one opportunity to land a big shot on his opponent, and I feel this is my perception that if he does land a big shot on Vasiliy Lomachenko, I don't know how that's going to go down well with Vasiliy Lomachenko. It could be quite durable, could probably take it and maybe continue boxing and box the head off Davis, but it could also probably be flattened as well. You've obviously got Shakur Stevenson in that division. Now that'll be a good fight in terms of Vasily and Stevenson fighting, because I feel that if there's an option for Vasily Lomachenko to take on Davis or Shakur Stevenson, I would probably say for Lomachenko to take on Stevenson, and the reason being is because Stevenson's not the biggest of punchers. So in terms of him thinking, oh, you know what, I could be winning this fight, and then bang, just one shot ends it all. That will be him versus Davis if he fought Davis. But if he fights Stevenson, it's going to be a chess. It's going to be a boxing chess match sort of thing. It's going to be who's got the better skills and who's got the better boxing brain, and you know what I mean, who's fitter, who's motivated, who wants it more in terms of both of these two guys in the ring. And I feel as if that will be a better fight for Vasily Lomachenko, because obviously Lomachenko's got skills as well. But it could be a tough fight and it could be a close fight, because Stevenson is similar in a weird way to Devin Haney in terms of boxing ability and boxing skill. So yeah, it could be a tricky fight for him as well. But I'd probably, if it's me and I'm his team, Vasily Lomachenko, I'll be thinking, you know, I mean, Davis or Shakur Stevenson, I'll be thinking, okay, let's go for Stevenson, and see what happens. But Stevenson is fighting soon as well. Who's he fighting? He's fighting against Artem Hayatu, whatever, I can't pronounce his name, but he's fighting against that guy anyway, German-based boxer. So yeah, let's see what happens there. But you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you want Vasily Lomachenko to take on next and to challenge? Would you prefer it to be Davis? Would you prefer it to be Stevenson? Or maybe someone that I haven't mentioned, would you want him to take on someone like a Zepeda? Or maybe a Frank Martin after Frank Martin's had a fight with um, Tank Davis? Yeah, just let me know your thoughts there. And what did you think of his last fight against George Kambosos Jr.? Do you feel that Vasily Lomachenko's back to his best and that he can continue and maybe try and clear up the division with all the belts? Or do you feel as if Kambosos Jr.'s style was just made for him and that's why he looked really good on the night? As always, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe and comment. Bless.